But let us start in Vancouver, a progressive bastion of progressivism that's so progressive and so better than the rest of us. As our Prime Minister say, BC is a province that just gets it. It's a province that gets it. You idiots there, you don't get it. You're over there, just living your lives, not wanting a carbon tax. Generally, I know, maybe sticking with the gender that you were given at birth. Who knows? But you know who the real big problem is in today's society? TERFs. What does that mean? It's trans exclusionary radical feminists. What are these TERFs doing? Well, they're helping out rape victims. How dare they? So the transgender movement, which has become a parody of a movement, has been in the news. Recently, Vice News has attacked Dave Chappelle for making transphobic jokes. And I watched his newest special, and what he basically said is in the car of LGBTQ rights, the joke about the T's, where they're in the car and they're just making it take longer to get where they need to go. And nothing could be more true than that. So I'm all in favor of, let's be serious for a moment. There is a very legitimate need for, let's say, LGBTQ awareness or rights. There are instances where, greater tolerance and acceptance of people can save lives. I have a story from a colleague who used to be an executive, I won't say the organization, but one of the executives working with her, the vice president, was a gay man, but in the closet. No one knew. So because he was in the closet for so many years, he never let anyone talk to him. And what he would do is he would sort of go to the street and pick up guys, bring them back home to sort of lead this secret life. One of those guys he ended up picking up was strung out on drugs, ended up murdering him, stealing his car and being found out there. So he died because he didn't feel comfortable coming out into public. Right? There's a need for an LGBTQ movement. There's a need for us to say, gay rights, same rights as everyone else. Don't be dicks. Be nice to people, be kind, be open, be accepting. There's a life-saving component to that I totally agree with. And the way you push that narrative out there is with peace and love and kindness and showing that you are a valuable, normal part of society, not putting a ball gag in yourself and dangling your bits in front of a 6-year-old. But that's what we need. That's good. It's nice that the mayor of Ottawa came out of the closet and it was only a story for like 2 days. Right? That's progress, right? We want to get to a place where people can say, I'm gay, come out of the closet, and then no one cares. Just no one cares, right? That's what we want the world to be. I'm gay, who cares, whatever. Right? If he had come out of the closet like 7 years ago, there would have been a parade. He would have been known as the greatest hero ever. The CBC would have turned him into like super Jesus. It would have been like, Jim Watson comes out of the closet like a real hero, unlike those pussies who stormed Normandy. Pfft, what did they even do? Then they'd find some random tweet from some lady who's like, gays, meh, this is a terror, this is a hate crime. Then they'd erect a giant golden statue of him naked, and then some Christian lady would say, I don't think we should have naked statues where children would be, and then we'd kill her. Then we'd kill her and the public execution would be at CBC because that man's a hero. Right? That was a bit overboard. That's better than the, homophobic, mob against him. But we're now at a point where it's like, okay, he's gay, whatever. CBC's going to go on for about 15 minutes, let him. Then we all move on with our lives. That's a nice movement. It's gaining traction. That's good. Left, right, center, we're all fine. Gay, lesbian, you love you, do what you want, libertarian, until this nonsense happens. So what's their big concern? This is, let's show some pictures of what trans activists did. Kill TERFs, trans power. This is a rape crisis center, right? They're vandalizing a place where battered women are living, right? Fuck TERFs, trans women are women. Let's see some more. Screw the TERFs, right? These trans exclusionary random feminists. TERFs go home, you're not welcome. Yes, we'll kill TERFs, trans power. Again, so we must kill these women, kill them, kill the TERFs. We must exterminate the TERFs from the face of the earth for progress. That is what we must do. If the TERFs are still alive, then they will be Nazis. And we must build the camps and put the TERFs on the trains to the death camps, and then we'll have the perfect utopia where everyone lives happily ever after, except the TERFs, probably the Jews too. That is trans spokesman Morgane Oger's actual transcript ever. So this is standard behavior. I say standard because Morgane Oger, who is a trans woman and a hero, okay, you don't think she's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen? Well, then you're a Nazi. This hero, who's so heroic, born a dude, transitioned to a woman like a hero, and is beautiful, okay, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She was ecstatic to get the oldest rape crisis center in Vancouver closed down, because you know what this rape crisis center this shelter for women wouldn't have? Dudes with dicks. I know. TERFs, go home, let's kill them all. right? Now so could you imagine a rape crisis center that deals with women who've been abused would not want someone like, I don't know, Jessica Yaniv, another person in BC who goes around to immigrant women making them touch his balls. A renowned sexual predator who the media is just going to, does Jessica Yaniv exist? Right? Oh, yeah, Jordan Peterson's an idiot, doesn't know what he's talking about. That is my impersonation of the CBC. Thank you. Thank you. I thought it was pretty good myself. So because this rape crisis center won't let psychopaths like Jessica Yaniv walk in, whip their balls out, and make the women in there touch it or else file a human rights complaint, they are TERFs and they must die. We must kill them now for trans power. Let's look. I'm going to show you the Facebook profile picture of this rape crisis center. See, there's like the smallest black thing in there. That black pin says, capitalism is bad for women. Okay? These are the people that the trans activists are attacking. This is the left. This is the left. You want a rape crisis center that doesn't admit sexual predators? Well, then we're going to screw you up. They left a dead rat at this place before. Like, this is, okay, consistent harassment of this. And have you heard a sniff of this on the news? Mainstream news? No, of course not. Could you imagine if the followers of this show, right? You know, you're listening to my show, and Daniel Boardman told us to go to a rape crisis center in Toronto and say, kill them all, and throw dead animals at them, intimidate the women at those rape crisis centers. Could you, there would be 7 police cars right now. I would have 4 RCMP officers on top of me right now. By the way, don't do this because I don't want to get arrested. And this would be 24-hour news on CBC from now until infinity. It would be the gold standard. It would be the attack on every conservative from now until infinity. Conservatives like Daniel Boardman attack rape centers, hate rape survivors. This is literally what they're doing. They literally wrote kill all the TERFs. The women, they literally wrote kill all TERFs on a rape crisis center, a shelter for raped women. They're insane. They're literally insane. Oh, we need trans rights. What are trans rights? What are they? The right to force an immigrant woman to touch your balls, apparently? That's a real court case. And there was just evidence put out on Blair White's YouTube channel that Jessica Yaniv had doxed her. I heard the tape. That's a crime. What is the police doing about it? Nothing. The CBC has yet to cover this. Our justice system is a joke. Trans rights are a joke. This is a joke. This isn't a real movement. Listen, I could understand if the trans rights thing was basically, hey, we want acceptance. It's a libertarian thing. We want to be able to live how we want to live. Just we want acceptance, right? We want to just be able to go into society without fear of harassment. Okay. Granted. Check mark. Stamp, seal, approval. I don't care. I really don't care. Now touch my balls, you bigot. No. No. Trans women are just like real women. No, they're not. Really, you're not. Man gives birth. Woman gives birth. Right? I'm just like any other woman, except in genetics, where you have a Y chromosome, you don't have a uterus, so you cannot have a baby, and you can't breastfeed, because again, you don't have a uterus, can't have babies, and you're biologically male. And listen, I don't want to have to point this out every week. I get it, like, yeah, trans women can live as women, you know? If you're legitimately trying to, you know, okay, pee, wherever, I don't care, all right? But we just can't have sexual predators going in. We can't have Yanivs. We can't have the Yanivs of society. So when we think of LGBTQ rights right now, what is LGBTQ rights? Because right now it looks a lot like, let's kill rape survivors. Because that seems to be where the movement is heading. And again, Morgane Oger, the vice president of the NDP, trans activist, started the trans whatever, they got a rape crisis center shut down for not admitting people like Jessica Yaniv. This is the left. This is what they believe. The trans activist community is totally on board with kill TERFs. Kill the TERFs. We will march into the rape crisis centers. We'll round up the TERFs. We will put them on the trains to the camps. I mean the fun camps of re-education. You know, this is a total peaceful movement. Anyone who disagrees with us, it's like a Nazi. Yes, that is what you are. Now, do I look good in leather? Because I need to march around somewhere. What's Poland doing right now? basically the transgender rights movement at this moment.